We identify an idea that can change an industry based on the level of innovation the idea brings to the industry in terms of solving an existing problem. How, let's say, this idea or this solution changes or solves the problem, 10 times faster, 100 times faster. That level of innovation, that level of sort of disruption that it brings is a key factor in addressing whether an idea can change this industry. Another way is to ask potential customers how much they would need this sort of a solution, or how much of a difference this sort of a solution would make to their industry if it were to exist. So those are a couple of ways in which you can identify how innovative and disruptive this idea would be in changing an industry. Some of the key parameters we look for are, of course, the level of innovation and disruption an idea brings, but also the quality of the team, the quality of the founders, their ability to hire, their ability to scale, the level of execution that they have been able to demonstrate so far. These are all key parameters that we use while evaluating potential portfolio companies. The main things we look for in the founding team are passion for the problem that they are solving, because building and scaling startups is actually pretty hard, and you have to break through several barriers when things are challenging in order to get to the other side to sort of reach for success. So you need to have both passion and resilience in terms of your ability to execute and your ability to work together to solve these problems, to solve these challenges collaboratively, so that you can scale your business to that next level as you go from 0 to 1 and 1 to 10 and 10 to 100. In terms of what the team can do to bring in more seasoned professionals, the thing that seasoned professionals really appreciate in a startup is the clarity of vision. And so one of the biggest things that founders can do is lay out a very clear vision of where the startup is going and what a large both opportunity as well as challenge it is for potential professionals. And I think that is the biggest attractant, if you will. So while there has been several sort of discussion around taking as much funding as possible, we have always believed in the fact that you should raise capital when you don't necessarily need it, and you should raise capital just enough to require you to get to the next milestone, but maybe a little bit more in terms of a factor of safety. So I would suggest that a startup look at their plans for the next 18 to 24 months, which would hopefully lead them to be a significantly scaled up or different company, and then request a funding amount that is reasonably comfortable in ensuring that they can get there, as well as whether any sort of uncertain or unknown sort of factors that might arise during that path. But not necessarily raise so much capital that they are not very efficient in their execution, or it leads to not necessarily good spending habits given the excess capital that is available. The diligence process at Rocketship is both deep and significant, as well as reasonably rapid. Rocketship uses data and algorithms to identify our potential portfolio companies, and therefore we're already coming to these companies with that data-driven conviction that our algorithms have already identified you, and so there must be already something great happening within the company. Given that, the human part of the diligence process then focuses a lot more on the metrics that the company has in terms of its execution, the internal metrics of revenue growth rates, retention, the cost, the go-to-market metrics, and usage and usability, and so on. We also look a lot more at the team, the quality of the team, their ability to hire, the pace at which they've been hiring, as well as we also speak to potential or existing customers in order to validate several of the things that the company is claiming based on their execution so far. So while we don't take months, this process may at most take a few weeks. It is reasonably detailed enough that we are able to build a strong investment case for the company. In terms of specific sectors that Rocketship is looking to invest in, we have been identifying through the various, through our algorithms, various trends that are currently significantly apparent across the world. And two that are on top of mind are startups related to climate change or tackling climate change as a general problem. We are seeing a broad spectrum of companies, all the way from companies building new battery technology to energy efficiency to savings and so on. We're also seeing a lot of companies in several emerging markets bringing fintech and e-commerce capabilities to these various markets, leapfrogging these markets.